Hey guys, so I just got finished watching WWE Extreme Rules, and I just thought I'd make a quick video, talk about what I thought about the show, okay? So, overall, I thought the show was pretty good. There were a lot of good matches on the card. It was well paced, well booked overall, I thought it was pretty good. So, the first match on the pre-show was Liv Morgan versus Carmella. And, well, I thought that match was pretty good. In the end, Liv Morgan won with this, pinning combination off the ropes. And I thought that was pretty good, Liv Morgan, I think, could probably be a very I think they're grooming her to be a pretty good wrestler at this point. She's definitely improved a lot over the years, since when she first started. And I think that she's probably the future of the women's division. So the next match was the New Day versus Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, and Omos. And, I thought that match was pretty good too. I liked the fact that you had, the rivalry between the New Day being Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston against AJ Styles and Omos. And I also liked the fact that you had the rivalry between the New Day, as in Big E versus Bobby Lashley, because they've been feuding over, their respective championships, So, in the end, the New Day won. Big E did the big ending onto Bobby Lashley. And I thought that was pretty good because, it's good to get a face victory in every now and then, especially on pay-per-view. Sorry about that. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. The next match was the Usos versus the Street Profits. And, overall, I thought that was a pretty good match, in the end, the Usos won with a double Uso splash. And, I thought that was pretty good because, I like tag team double moves, because that just shows that the tag team is able to work together to achieve a common goal. And when you have a tag team that can work together like that, they're a pretty good tag team. The next match, I believe, I'm not able to check my notes, but I believe it was Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship. And I thought that was a pretty good match, In the end, Charlotte won with the natural selection to Alexa Bliss. But then afterwards, she started tearing up the Lily doll, and she really destroyed that thing. And I thought that was pretty good. It's obvious that the Lily doll has a certain, value towards Alexa Bliss and her sanity. So to see Charlotte just destroy that, I think that was a pretty good in terms of furtherment of Alexa Bliss's story. So, I thought that was pretty good. The next match was a triple threat match for the United States Championship. It was the champion Damian Priest versus Jeff Hardy and Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior. So that was a pretty good match, There was a lot of fast action in there, a lot of back and forth between the three competitors. And I thought that was pretty good, Sometimes it can be a little difficult to get triple threat matches to flow well, but I thought they did a pretty good job here. In the end, Damian Priest won with a roll-up. And, I thought that was pretty good. Some people don't like roll-up finishes, but the thing is, you gotta remember, the whole idea behind a roll-up is that it can come out of nowhere, And, they always say on commentary that, it only takes 3 seconds to lose a match. And when they say that, what they really mean is that you know, anyone could be rolled up. Oh my God. You guys, hold on. What is it, girl? What's out there? What's out there, girl? Is there someone out there? Okay, you guys, I think we're good. So, sorry about that. I thought that match was good. To summarize everything I thought about that match, it was pretty good. So, the next match was Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And, I thought that match was pretty good. Apparently some people didn't like the fact that Becky Lynch laid out, Bianca Belair in like 2 seconds at SummerSlam. I personally don't think that. I thought that was pretty good. I thought, it was good to have Becky Lynch come back in hot like that. But, I guess, you just can't satisfy everyone. People are going to find a problem with everything. But, if you ask me, I thought their SummerSlam match was pretty good. And that, if it was me, I would end it right there. But, I guess a lot of people were dissatisfied with that and wanted a more competitive match, which I don't really understand, because to me, Becky Lynch is just like on another level than, Bianca Belair. So, they had a pretty competitive match. It was pretty good. In the end, Sasha Banks came out and, attacked Becky Lynch. So Bianca Belair won via disqualification, but because championships don't change on disqualification, I don't know if you know that or not, Becky Lynch remains the champion. So I thought that was pretty good. It sets up the next feud, which is Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. It sets that feud up, which, I personally really like that, because I think it sort of, calls back to their earlier feuds when Sasha Banks was a member of Team BAD and Becky Lynch was a member of Team PCB, formerly known as the Submission Sorority. So I think it's pretty good that they're, keeping, they're keeping consistency in their bookings by calling back to these earlier feuds that these women had. So I thought that was pretty good. Okay, so the main event was Roman Reigns versus the Demon Finn Balor. And this was an Extreme Rules match, because the name of the pay-per-view is Extreme Rules. And if you did not know this, an Extreme Rules match is basically a hardcore match like they had back in the Attitude Era. But the way that it's different is that the pinfall and submission has to occur within the ring, which, as opposed to occurring anywhere as it could with a hardcore match. So, I thought this match was pretty good. There were a lot of hardcore spots, a lot of tables, kendo sticks, chairs. They went and brawled through the crowd for a bit. They even went up near the pre-show panels table, which I thought was pretty good, because normally you don't see much action around there. So in the end, Roman Reigns speared Finn Balor through the barricade after the Usos had interfered. But since it was an Extreme Rules match, that doesn't count as a disqualification, because there are no disqualifications in an Extreme Rules match. So, I think it's pretty good that they're, using the stipulations of the match in their booking, So Reigns speared Balor through the barricade, and after that, Finn Balor started sort of twitching on the ground, and basically his music came back on and he was resurrected back at full health. So, You know, at that point, you knew that Roman Reigns has been through a battle, and now, Finn Balor is at full health again. So, obviously, the naive way of thinking is that Finn Balor is going to come up on top, and for a while it looks like that's going to happen. He's got Reigns set up for the coup de grace, but that's not what happens, you guys. The rope breaks and Finn Balor hurts his leg, and then Reigns spears him for the win. So Reigns actually retained and beat the demon Finn Balor, and I think that's pretty good. I know that, the demon is supposed to be this, unconquerable force, but, he's got to lose sometime. I mean, if the rule is that the demon can never lose, then why wouldn't he just be the demon all the time, you guys? Come on. Okay? So, we finally got to see the demon's winning streak come to an end. And, this is a pretty good moment, and I'm glad to have been a part of it. So, overall, Extreme Rules, I thought the show was pretty good,